Welcome to my channel. We will discuss the properties of rhombus, rectangle and square and then apply these properties and answer a couple of questions. This is the 18th in the series of geometry videos that we are making. What is a rhombus? Rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 equal sides. In a parallelogram, if all 4 sides are equal, then we call this as rhombus. All 4 sides are equal. Since it's a parallelogram, all the conditions that a parallelogram satisfies, rhombus also satisfies. In the previous session, we have discussed the properties of parallelogram like opposite sides are parallel and equal, opposite angles are equal, sum of any two adjacent angles equals to 180, the diagonals bisect each other, a diagonal will divide the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Like this, we have discussed some important properties. All those properties hold good in a rhombus. The extra property we have is, since the 4 sides are equal, the two diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Here you can see here, the reason why we have drawn the diagram here like this is to tell you that the diagonals bisect each other at right angles perpendicularly, right? Any question that we get on rhombus invariably uses this property. The diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Now, d1 square plus d2 square is equal to 4a square. d1, d2 are the two diagonals and a is the side. All 4 sides are equal. So the relation is d1 square plus d2 square equals to 4a square, or a equals to half of square root of d1 square plus d2 square. Even this has come from this property that the diagonals bisect each other at right angles. See, if you take this is a d1. Since they bisect each other, if it is O, this OC is d1 by 2. This is d2, so this OB will be d2 by 2. Let me draw a big diagram. See, this is d1, this is d2. If I take A, B, C, D, if this is, they bisect each other at right angle. If this is O, OC is d1 by 2. Because this entire thing is d1, I said. This is d2 means OB is d2 by 2. And this is side A. Now, this OBC becomes right angle triangle or not, and then we apply the Pythagoras theorem. We can say d1 by 2 whole square plus d2 by 2 whole square equals to a square. When you simplify, you get this. Not only that, what the area of this triangle will be? Area of a right angle triangle is half into product of the two sides that include the right angle. So what is the area of this triangle means? Half into d1 by 2 into d2 by 2. And we have 4 such triangles here. So what is the area of the entire rhombus means? Into 4. d1 d2 by 8 into 4 means it is half d1 d2. So every question that we use, we get on rhombus, will be using this point that the diagonals bisect each other at right angles, right? This is about rhombus. Next, we'll take up rectangle. Rectangle is also a parallelogram. Then why do we call it rectangle? All 4 angles are right angles. If you see here, all 4 angles are right angles. Like in parallelogram, we said opposite sides are parallel and equal. Here also they are parallel and equal. These two are parallel and equal. But extra property we have is these 4 angles are right angles. So rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 right angles. Because all 4 angles are right angles, these diagonals are equal. The diagonals are equal, and if this is diagonal D, the longer side in a rectangle is called L, shorter side is called B, that is length and breadth. Now, we know this is a right angle triangle, so we can write D square equals to L square plus B square, or D is equal to square root of L square plus B square. So here the two diagonals are equal because all 4 angles are right angles, and D square equals to L square plus B square. And area of a rectangle equals to length into breadth, right? So these are few important properties on rectangle. Now let's take up square. Square is a rectangle. If it is a rectangle, then why do we call it square? Because all 4 sides are equal. Square is a rectangle with 4 equal sides. What is the property of rectangle we discussed? All 4 angles are right angles. So in a square also all 4 angles are right angles. But then what extra quality it has got when compared to a rectangle? All 4 sides are equal. So please remember, a square is also a rectangle. All squares are primarily rectangles because their 4 angles are right angles. But all rectangles are not squares, but all squares are rectangles. In fact, a square is a rhombus also. What is the special property of rhombus? In rhombus, 4 sides are equal. In square also 4 sides are equal. But what extra quality square has got compared to rhombus? In rhombus, 4 angles are not right angles, but in a square, all 4 angles are right angles. Right? Okay. And again, this is diagonal D. Again, if you apply Pythagoras theorem, D square is equal to S square plus S square, 2S square, or D equals to, you can see D square equals to S square plus S square. D square is equal to S square, or S square is equal to, we can say D square by 2. And area of a square is S square, which can be written as D square by 2. As I said, D square is, why this has come? Because D square equals to 2S square. Done. So these are few properties of rhombus, rectangle and square. We'll apply them and answer a couple of questions. Right? Okay. Side of a rhombus is 13 centimeters and one of the diagonals is 24 centimeters. Find the area of rhombus. Let's draw the diagram. As I said, invariably we'll be using the point that the diagonals bisect each other at right angles. Say this, they meet at a point O. These two are equal, these two are equal. We know one of the diagonals is 24, means if this diagonal is 24, this is 12 and this is 12. And side of rhombus is 13. As I said, this is a right angle triangle. You know, if hypotenuse is 13 and one side is 12, what is the other side? In one of the earlier sessions, we discussed about common triplets. So this will be 5. And if you cannot recollect this means, then you can apply the Pythagoras theorem. 13 square equals to 12 square plus OB square, or OB square equals to 13 square minus 12 square, 169 minus 144, 25, which is nothing but 25 is 5 square. So OB square is 5 square, means OB is 5. Once this is 5, this is OD is also 5, or the other diagonal is 10. And we know area of a rhombus is half D1 D2. Half D1, one diagonal we know 24, and the other diagonal now we could calculate as 10. So the area is 120 square centimeters. Right? Let's take up one more example. The perimeter of rectangle is 24 centimeters. Find the maximum possible area of the rectangle. When we take rectangle, we've discussed that opposite sides are parallel and equal. If this is L, this is L, this is B, this is B. So perimeter is nothing but sum of all 4 sides, which is nothing but 2L plus 2B, or we say perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into L plus B, which is 24. So L plus B equals to 12. If L plus B is 12, we need area of the rectangle. Area equals to L into B. And we don't know the breakup. That's the reason the question is asking maximum possible area. See, please remember, when sum of two numbers is constant, the product can be maximum. The product of the two numbers can be maximum when they are equal, when the two numbers are equal. Let me explain this. Suppose sum of two numbers is 12, means if they are equal 6 and 6, you can see the product 6 into 6, 36. If they are not equal, if they are 7 and 5 also, 7 plus 5, 12. But what is the product? 7 into 5, 35. Okay, we can say 8 and 4 also. 8 plus 4, 12, but 8 into 4, 32. As you can see, as the gap between them is increasing, this product is decreasing. If you take, suppose, say 11 and 1, 11 plus 1 is also 12, but the product will be only 11 because the gap is more. So if the product has to be maximum, means the two should be equal. Here area is nothing but product of length and breadth. This can be maximum when they are equal. If length and breadth are equal, that means that that particular rectangle becomes a square. We discussed the square is also rectangle where length and breadth are equal. So the area can be maximum and each of them is 6. 6 into 6, 36 square centimeters. Right? In the next session, we will discuss the concepts of circles. Students, for more on geometry, please do reach my profile on Udemy. The link is given below where you find a comprehensive course on geometry. Thank you.